There's two things really. Since we had our little boy a couple of years ago, I have gotten to stay at home with him during the day while mommy goes to work for the family business, and I have to say I enjoy being a house dad. It's very satisfying. It's not always fun, but that's one of the things you learn as you grow up, is that there's a difference between fun and satisfaction. Fun goes away quickly because it's just brain chemicals, but satisfaction can last your whole life, and it's very satisfying to take care of him. I enjoy it a lot. As far as work goes, I enjoy what I've done over the years. I've done a lot of different things. One of the biggest thrills I ever had was back in LA, when I lived in LA during the 90s. I was a comic book artist, and I finally got to draw Star Blazers, which was the anime series I grew up loving, and I got to basically write fan fiction and get paid for it. And that was really fun. I hope to do. I've actually written 10,000 words of a Star Blazers novel, which I'm working with the people who own the property here in the States, trying to get that into the pipeline. But as far as cool things, one of the coolest things that ever happened to me was I got to go on the set of Star Trek once when I was living out in LA. And of course, I grew up in the 60s and 70s, so Star Trek was, of course, almost like a religion. And see, my dad was gone most of the time when I was growing up, so my father figures were James T. Kirk and Superman, which explains a lot, really, when you think about it. But when I finally got to go on the set of Star Trek, it was Deep Space Nine, and I walk on set. And I had been on movie lots many times before that, working. But this was my first time on Paramount lot, the fabled home of Trek. So I go on, the first thing I see is Avery, what's his name? Avery, the guy Avery Brooks, the guy that plays Cisco, riding the studio bicycle, the one you see in Pee-wee. And he's like, oh, hey, how's it going? I'm like, hi there, Captain Cisco. And then I got to go on the promenade deck of DS9, and the thing that really shocked me was how cheap everything was. On TV, it looks like a real space station, but when you get there, it looks like, one of those old British sci-fi shows from the 70s where everything's made out of cardboard and Christmas lights. I mean, the space outside the windows it's cardboard, like boxes with black velvet, and then they literally poke the little white Christmas lights through. And on TV, it looks like real stars. But it was cool because they have the ATM on the promenade deck of the Deep Space Nine, and when you go and look at the screen, where you put your card in to get your Latinum credits or whatever, it actually has the how to use the ATM instructions in like Klingon, Romulan, and all the other. And there's no way that shows up on TV. I mean, it's tiny, but And then they took me to the wardrobe department, and I got to see the costumes. And in the future, I found this out from the wardrobe coordinator. No one wears underwear in the future because they all wear skin-tight unisex jumpsuits, right? So you'll have visible panty lines. And so all of those Star Trek uniforms that you see on TV and in the movies have butt pads sewed into them, like foam rubber booty pads. And that's to make your butt look good if it doesn't. And the costumes themselves are made out of wool most of the time, scratchy army blanket wool. And they're unfinished on the inside, so you have the raw seams, and there's no lining, and those things are all custom made for the actors, so they're literally sewn into them. And I gained a real respect for those guys, because you guys ever been on a TV set or a movie set? Well, they have these lights shining on you. It's like having a freaking lighthouse over you the whole time, and you're just baking in this wool uniform with butt pads, and you're sweating, and you have to pretend you're an alien, and it's just it was really cool. And Hollywood is full of experiences like that. If you ever get a chance to go out there, it's fun to see that end of it. People say it ruins the experience, but I still like Star Trek. I mean, it didn't ruin it for me. Babylon 5 was a little different. I got to go on that set, and man, if Star Trek was cheap, Babylon 5 was like homemade. I mean, the hallways, for example, on TV it looks like there's this long hallway stretching off to infinity. What it is the hallway is about as long as this table, but it's built like a cone. Like the one end of it is tiny and one end of it is huge, and they have little like Fisher-Price people. It's really amazing. The lighted up control panels, they're that like reflective tape that you put on your bike, to make it show up at night. And when they light it from the studio lights, it looks like a sophisticated control panel. But anyway, that was pretty cool, and I really enjoyed that.
Carli and I have a friend that's a soap opera fanatic. he's a stage actor in Houston and a voice actor named John Kaiser. And he actually got to go on the set of one of his favorite soap operas, and he said he was floored because it's all half walls and quarter sets because all they will build is exactly what you need.
What shows on the screen.
Shot. So you only need most of the things unless they're going to do a full room. Full room. Most everything's like half a wall that is propped up. If you're only shooting upper body or a 2-shot, that's all you need. And he was like, I was so disappointed that so-and-so's cafe was not a real cafe. Like, John.
And on Trek, they build all the sets on the Trek set are built in what they call wild. They're like the bridge, for example, of the Starship Enterprise. It's like pie slices, and every one of those pie slices has casters on the bottom of it. It's like a pallet almost. And when they need to shoot a close-up of the captain sitting in his chair, they pull out, a pie slice and roll the camera right up, and it's amazing how they make it look so real when it's introduced.
That was good. That was a good question. Yeah. Next one.
Now no one can top that question.
Are we going to say? Oh, I guess we're.
What time are we done here? Guest relations.
I don't know.
Is it roast beef time yet? Can it be roast beef time now, please?
Yeah, I've just been eating
No,
candy.
it's not.
It's not roast beef time yet.
It is that time, so if there's no more questions, we're done.
Any more questions?
Well, let's promote what we're doing next.
Yes, everybody talk about what you got coming up this weekend.
Talk about good things.
Chris and I are doing a stage combat workshop tomorrow at 12 to 2:30, and then Sunday from 11 to 1:30. Who did that? I don't want to get up that early. I'm just kidding.
It's that guy's fault.
Oh, that supposed guest relations guy. But we have Tales of Con Horror coming up tonight at 9 o'clock, and that's always a really super fun, hilarious panel. You will hear some of the craziest stories.
I do need to add to that very quickly that the mock combat tomorrow is our initial workshop that I've been doing for 5 years. But then Sunday is an intermediate class. If you've taken my stage combat workshop, mock combat for cosplay, if you've taken it at another convention or have taken it Saturday, you're more than welcome to participate because we'll be doing new stuff. If you have not taken it before, you are more than welcome to sit and watch, but because we're doing more advanced techniques, if you've not had the workshop with me before, I can't have you participate on Sunday. So that's just a little caveat. And we've also got the improv tomorrow night from 10 to 11. And we've got Q&As every day and autograph sessions every day. And Tales of Con Horror tonight. So I'm going to hand it over to Randy.
I have an SD panel with time tonight. 8, 7. I think it's 8. 8. And programming, or 2. What is it? You know more than I do, honestly.
What do we call that room?
Panel room 2.
No, it's not panel 2.
Not panel room 2.
It is second events.
Second events. I've got a table right here by the techno people. Tomorrow I'm doing, yes. I'm doing another panel tomorrow night. I'm doing various panels for the day. I do free fast sketches, and I might be crashing the improv panel.
You better be.
And probably the con horror because I have a couple.
Yeah.
I've had a few bad experiences. Most people don't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah, he's never really said anything.
Yeah, no, you've never really said anything about those.
No, I'm a font of happiness. It's hard to believe.
Like Chris already mentioned, we've got all the Q&As every day. And tomorrow from 5 to 7, we're premiering The Lying Barrels of Iron, a fabulous show that I directed, starring Josh Greenlee, who's here. There will be some other guests who are just coming just to watch the premiere, voice actors in the area who are in the show, so please come by and say hi to them and watch the show because it's really great. And then I have my own Q&A on Sunday, and I'm getting into the Christmas spirit early and giving away lots of cool stuff. So come to my panel and get free stuff.
Yes.
Please. I don't want to take it home with me.
I will be attending mock combat because that is so fun. I've done it a couple times. I highly recommend going. Tomorrow at 3, I will be doing props and accessories with Joseph from Outland Armor. We'll be going over how to do really cool things. Then I'll also be judging cosplay. So come out to the cosplay show, enter if you haven't. Sign up is at registration. And then Sunday, doing something. I think it's just another Q&A session. So, but yeah, come see me if you have possibly questions. I like to talk about sewing.
Anybody else?
Sure. Do you do anything else?
No, I don't have any specialty panels this week.
Oh, wow.
You want to share?
Other than Tales of Con Horror tonight, I don't really have anything scheduled as far as I know. We have a table right out by the fountain.
Yeah.
Please come by and buy some buttons. And I'm always available if you just want to chat in the hallway.
Okay.
Yay.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys.
See, we got more. We started with
It
one,
helped. It helped.
and then the group grew. We're sending a pretty lady out into the hall and say, "Hey, there's stuff going on in here. Helps."
That always does.
That one was me.
So,